And I think when we realize that God is a good, gracious, generous God, we can be confident when it comes to taking risk with what he's placed in our hand.
Yeah, make number one, church a priority. Sundays, you need to be in the house of God. Give God the first part of your week. It's like a tithe of your time.
You know, human nature is fear.
Yeah.
We want security. And so waiting for perfect conditions is really just like caution masked as wisdom.
Well, what's up, everybody? I Will Build My Church bonus content. Welcome, Britt.
Thank you.
We are actually in Kettle Run High School right after church, and the team is taking down. Legacy Sunday is this coming Sunday.
Woohoo.
By the time you're watching this, it's a few days away from right now. This is a very exciting time for our church.
Yes,
and so we're going to just take a few minutes. Today will not be long. They're going to need to take down this room because we're a portable church for now. But we are going to take a few minutes and just talk about today's message. We'll dive a little deeper into some of those thoughts, but then in context of this Sunday, which is one of the biggest Sundays, if not the biggest Sunday of the year in the life of our church, considering it's Legacy Offering Sunday. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you, if you're watching this and you're a part of our church, have been praying. Mm-hmm. If you haven't been, start praying now about what God wants you and your family to give. And it's so special for our church to come together and give a sacrificial, generous offering that will stretch their family. And as all of us do this, then God sprinkles on his supernatural favor.
Every time.
And he's going to do something that's beyond what any of us could do by ourselves. Right. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. But we just got done with service, baptisms.
We did. Yeah, awesome. We baptized 40.
How many was it?
40 plus people.
Yeah, 42 or
so awesome
people or so. So incredible day. Yes. I'm still coming off of the high of the day, or I haven't come off the high of the day. I'm still on the high of the day. I did change and put on a hat because I baptized people. Ran out into the lobby and baptized people.
Sin water all over you?
I still have people's sin all over me. I got to go home and take a shower.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Actually, I mean, well.
So I want to take time right now. And let's start with this. Did anything, I'm putting you on the spot. What stood out to you?
Let me get my notes. I took notes.
What stood out to you about this message today, Britt? What was like maybe your favorite part or the most impactful part for you, and maybe for how you would have thought what would be impactful for other people listening?
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 9:10 through 12 was a big passage that you focused on, and just that God gives seed to the sower.
Yes.
He's not just going to give seed to anyone who asks or anybody who wants or anybody who wants to be able to give. He gives once we start to sow.
Yes.
And so, I mean, God is a motion sensitive God. So he responds once we act. Mm-hmm. And I know that, but hearing that, once again is super encouraging. Just because it's human nature to have the mentality that I can't give until I have something to give, but we all have something.
Totally.
We all have something that we can give. And I know it's not just money that we're talking about, but whether that's and you gave how many? 5?
Yeah.
It was like time, talent, treasure, testimony.
And I didn't have another T, but relational warmth. So we all have some of that. Yeah.
And we do.
Totally. And I think when we hear a goal, like this legacy offering is going to go towards multiple things, but the biggest thing is our building, obviously.
Right.
And when you hear that, like, we have $6.7 million to go, and maybe you have very little money to get, what you think is little, then you can think it's not going to make a difference. But hopefully what a message like today reminds us of is that's not the point. The point is not that you personally get us to our goal. Right. The point is that you have a revelation of what generosity is, that you begin to participate in that with whatever you have. So for somebody, $50 might be extremely stretching and sacrificial for them to give. Most people, something sacrificial is more than 50, but for some people it might be 50, it might be 500, it might be 5,000.
I mean, we even have kids giving in legacy offering. Yes. And so I think that's just so moving to me when I hear even like our kids talk about how much they're willing to give. It seems so small, but to them, they're catching the revelation of what a sacrificial gift is.
And I think I said this today, but God's searching to find a group of people that are showing, I'm a sower.
Right.
The Bible says that he gives seed to the sower, not seed to anyone. So hopefully they'll sow. He's looking for people to that are already sowing into the ground, and he's saying, I can trust them. There's even Bible parables about it, parable of the talents. He's gonna take from people who clinch it, and he's gonna put it in the hands of people that are open-handed. That's literally Bible.
Yeah, and thinking of the parable of the talents, I love you. I think 11 a.m. service you referenced it, or maybe it was the 9 a.m. I don't know. One of the services you mentioned the parable of the talents, and something that is so encouraging to me when I think about the one who was given one talent and they buried it, they hid it, they didn't take a risk of faith to give it or multiply it. It was all because of one thing, and it was he had a wrong idea of the master. Mm-hmm. He thought that the master was wicked and a mean, mean, and so out of fear, he hid it.
Yeah.
And I think when we realize that God is a good, gracious, generous God, we can be confident when it comes to taking risk with what he's placed in our hand, whether that's talent or money or any of the things that you talked about. We can say, no, I can multiply this. I can give this. I can be open-handed with this, not scared, not tight-fisted, not hiding, because I trust the master.
Yes.
He's good. He's a good master. And what is it ends by saying, how does that parable end? I'm putting you on the spot. Well, he called the one talent wicked and lazy. Yeah. And the other one, he's giving more. Come enjoy.
All he did was save it. He didn't even he didn't even spend it on something bad.
No, he
put it in the ground and said, I was afraid of you, master. And so Jesus tells the story and says, well, I take it from you, I give it to the one that invested.
Yeah. And that's the way God operates. It really is.
100%.
The world of the generous gets larger and larger, and the world of the stingy gets smaller and smaller. 2019
is the year that our legacy offering testimony, I think it was.
Yeah. We have a testimony every year.
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah. And our church is full of people that have testimonies that have given.
Yes.
We have a personal one that's very, it almost sounds made up because it's so cliche.
Yeah.
Brittney and I we had already moved into our house. So we had bought a house. We didn't have a lot of extra money at all. We prayed and decided on a number to give together. We were the pastors of the church by this point. Leading by example, we literally gave. I came off the stage. I gave it during worship. We dropped our envelope in, and service happened. Service finished. We walked out to the lobby, and somebody came up to us and said, God spoke to me and my husband to take some of what we were going to give in legacy and personally bless you with it, because he told us that this would be a blessing to you as pastors. So we said thank you, of course, didn't open the envelope there. And we took it home and opened the envelope. And the check that they wrote us was to the dollar, the exact amount of money that we had given in that legacy offering. So you think about this. We had already decided what we were going to give. We had prayed about it. God had put a number on our heart, and we did it.
Yeah.
By the time we dropped that in, they already were standing in that same church service with a check that they had written that God had told them to give us. And so when you talk about seed to the sower, that literally is a personal testimony of we had decided we're going to be sowers, and God then puts that seed right back in our hands.
Yeah.
And we have always tried to live that way, tried to live as generous people, and we've never been in lack. And every single person who lives that way has that same testimony. It's not that you haven't had times when you're in lack. It's not that you haven't had times where you're tight, stressed out. But overall, when you zoom out and look at your life as a whole, 2 Corinthians 9, what I preached today, is true. God will not be mocked. It's true for every single. I've never met somebody who is generous who was like, I wish I hadn't been as generous as I have been in my life.
I've never met anyone like that.
And there's a lot of generous people in our church.
Yeah, for sure.
Tithers.
Yeah.
And that goes for tithing as well, not even above and beyond the tithe, just tithe. I've never met someone who's like, man, I really wish I hadn't tithed.
Yeah.
So, and God doesn't just bless you financially. There's other blessings. There's people who tithe, who are struggling right now financially and still would say, I would never change it.
Right.
Because of what the church has done in my life, because of what God has done in my life. I'd give it to him even if he never did anything else. And so you just don't meet people who do what God says when it comes to generosity who regret it. And that's because of Galatians 6:7, God will not be mocked.
Yep.
I want to talk about, as legacy offering is coming up, what our church, I mentioned a couple of the things today, but I was developing this concept of generosity sets legacy into motion. Did you like that part?
Loved it.
Okay.
Loved the whole sermon. It's really great.
That legacy costs something.
Yeah.
So starting with God has a great legacy of his church and the earth.
Yep.
Started with him giving his son. But you think about every great legacy, every life that's impacted, every great church is built on the sacrificial generosity of somebody in a generation before.
Totally.
Or before that.
Yep.
And even us right now, like we're looking at the building, we're looking at what God's going to do in the building, and we're looking forward to that. But even like right now as a church, God's already done great things.
Yes.
Legacy's already been, we just baptized those 40 plus people. They're being baptized because of, first and foremost, as I said today, the grace of God.
Yep.
Obviously, the finished work of Jesus on the cross is what makes it all possible.
Yeah.
But then other people that have had the revelation to give of their time, talent, treasure, their resources to make that gospel accessible to them, to preach that gospel to them, to live that gospel for them, to fund the church so that they could, those people that got baptized today, it cost someone else something.
Right.
And you could go right through each one of them. I know a lot of the people that got baptized today and how they're living in the harvest of somebody else's generosity. I want to take a minute and shift gears and talk about Ecclesiastes. I referenced that verse that says a farmer who waits for perfect weather never sows and waits for the clouds to be perfect never harvests. And what Solomon's saying there is there's never a time where it feels like you have everything that you need to be able to do it.
Right.
And so I think I went through these 5 things: time, treasure, time, talent, treasure, testimony, relational warmth, and talk about how now, legacy season, I Will Build My Church series, we've just talked about generosity, is the time for some people to take the step of faith that they need to take when it comes to these different areas of their lives. I think of time and talent. Mm-hmm. Everybody has time. Yep. You might not feel like you have a lot of time.
I don't feel like we have a lot of time, but you said today, everybody has the same amount of time.
The same amount.
I wanted to say in a day, because,
yeah,
our days are numbered.
That's right. Everybody has the same amount of time per day. And talent, everybody has the ways that God has wired you and gifted you.
Even if you don't think so.
Yes. And so if you just take those two, for example, and apply Solomon's principle that those who wait for it to be perfect are never going to do it.
Right.
Those who wait for everything to align. Right. He says for the clouds to align, they're never going to harvest. You're not, it's going to cause you not to ever plant and therefore not to ever harvest. And you'll just go through the rest of your life thinking you don't have enough.
And that's human nature is fear.
Yeah.
We want security. And so waiting for perfect conditions is really just like caution masked as wisdom. We can convince ourselves that there's going to be a better time ahead, or, a time here in the future where we're going to be more free, or, there is wisdom when it comes to seasons of our lives, of course. But when it comes to things that God has told us to do, the time is now, and it's always now.
Well, you're hitting on something, and you did a few minutes ago too, this thread that I didn't even preach about. I should have. It's really good. Is fear. Yeah. Like fear to not have enough, fear that it's not going to produce anything, fear that it's not the right time. And that's what you just hit on again. The farmer that's waiting for the perfect time out of fear that the seed's not going to actually grow, the ground's not going to actually be right. So, you could play out the excuses for us with time and talent that like, what difference is it going to actually make?
And you said today, you made it very clear, our job is crystal clear. Our job is to sow.
Yeah.
It's not our job to produce the fruit. Right. That's God's job. So when you think of it that way, when you think, okay, the one thing in my power to do is to actually sow, then it kind of frees you from being fearful about what's going to happen.
It's because it's up to God.
It's up to God. I'm being obedient to what God has told me to do, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to leave the rest up to him. 100%. And it takes, it really just puts us in our proper place, first and foremost. But secondly, it takes pressure off of us to kind of, make things happen that we really could never make happen.
So like, if you're watching this is a great nudge, reminder, it's like us urging you need to make, number one, church a priority. Sundays, you need to be in the house of God. Give God the first part of your week. It's like a tithe of your time. The week starts on Sunday.
Do you think anybody's watching this that doesn't come to church?
There's a lot of people watching that come once every 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So give God your Sunday. Give God your talent.
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody who was talking about trying to find a place to get plugged in based off of how they're gifted. Go through Connect System, which is the Get Connected area in our lobby, and make today the day. Farmers who wait for perfect weather, wait for the perfect season, wait for our schedule to slow down, as Britt just said. No, today is the day.
Yeah.
Get in, give God your time, give God your talent, your gifting, and we, the church, will help you connect it to how it can be used to actually make a difference in people's lives. The church is full of people that are just saying, God, here I am. I love hospitality. I love the food and beverage area. I'll make coffee and I'll love on people through that. Or I love talking to people and greeting people. So I'll shake hands at the door and I'll do that. Or I don't really want to talk to that many people because I'm an introvert and I'm organized. So I'll do the parking lot or whatever the case may be.
You said we have to be relationally warm though.
We do. And that's why they still smile and wave you into the spot, but they don't have to talk to as many people as the ushers.
It's true.
But treasure. I already preached on this today. So if you don't tithe, you need to tithe.
God can do more with your 90%.
100%. Then 100%. I said 100%.
Yeah, it's true.
100%.
It's true.
It's 100% true that he can do more with the 90. And just look, don't take my word for it, because you might say, well, you're the pastor. That's easy for you to say. Just find somebody that has consistently tithed. We'll call it for more than 5 years. I don't know. You could pick any number. 5 years. Find someone that's tithed for 5 years and ask them if you should tithe. And every single person that you ask that's actually done it will say yes.
God said, test me in this. So you can do that.
See if I will not open the windows of heaven and bless you, is what God says when you obey him. So just obey God with the tithe. The first 10%, that's the number that the Bible uses. So we're not legalistic about it, but we're principled about it. So God uses 10% all over the Bible, so we use 10%. Yeah. The first 10% is his. But then above and beyond that, God will put on your heart offerings of generosity to give. And that's what Legacy Offering is about. So you should be praying about it. It's coming up this Sunday. If you can't give it this Sunday, you can give it between now and the end of the year, but Sunday's going to be special. And you give of your treasure to the things of God. And let's continue to go back to Ecclesiastes 11. If you feel like it's not the right time, you'll never do it. Start now.
Everything starts in seed form.
Yes.
Everything.
That is true. When God wants to give us a tree, he gives us a seed.
A little oak tree seed or acorn. Shoot. Is it an acorn?
Do oak trees grow from acorns? I think so. Yes.
An acorn.
So, testimony, words. This is a huge one. This has nothing to do with money, time, talent, but words. I'm convicted every time I think of this, every time I preach it, I'm convicted to be more generous with my words for our team, our staff, my kids, my wife, to just tell them the things that you're thinking. A lot of times we think like, oh, they're doing a good job, or and we don't
say something.
See something, say something. Like, I see that you're doing a good job. Say, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
See that somebody's talented in that area, or they're really good at that. You're really good at that.
Right.
You make people smile, or you allow us to do what we do. You're doing a great job. You're organized. Whatever it is. Calling greatness out of people. It's exhortation. It's edifying as a biblical word, which is just like it's
building up.
It builds people up, and we are called to edify one another or to build up one another as Christians. And so let's be whatever day it is that you're watching this, just decide you should, when you get done with this, send somebody an encouraging text.
Yep.
Speak an encouraging word. Start in your own house. Let's be people that are generous with encouraging words. And then that kind of flows into relational warmth. That was kind of like the most odd one on the list. But I don't
think it's odd, because I think a lot of people aren't naturally good at it.
Right. And when people are, you're attracted to them.
Totally.
Not like,
yeah.
You're like, you want to be around them.
Some people are more naturally inclined to be relationally warm.
Yep.
And even introverts like us. Yes, we're both introverts. How weird. I even like it. I'm like, I'm not like that. And you would think an introvert doesn't like somebody who's all up in their business, giving them hugs and smiles, but I do.
It blesses you. That's how God created us, is to be in relationship with one another. So that's why I put it in there, even though it's kind of odd, is we are called to be in relationship with one another.
Yeah.
To be connected emotionally with one another. And so when you're generous with that, it's a blessing to the other person. It communicates love, and Christians are people will be known, John 13, by our love one for another. And so when you're relationally generous and warm with your emotions and your affection and your words, like we just said, you are showing the God that's in you, because God is relationally warm towards us. So when you take all 5 of those things, and that's not an exhaustive list, and you just say, I'm making a decision that during this series, this is stirring me, this is a catalyst for me to go to the next level of generosity with the time that I give people, the way that I use what I'm good at to help people, my treasure, of course, my money. Legacy offering's great for that. My words of encouragement and my relational warmth. If we do that, we will build the church. And there's a series it's called I Will Build My Church. And of course, we're building a building, but we will build people, we will build the church. And then here's the thing, God will bless you in your life. He'll give you more of what you give away.
That's right.
And so
to refresh others.
Let's make today the day that we do that. I hope that this encourages you and helps you. This is the shortest one of the day, and they're waiting outside in the hallway to take all of this down because our teams are amazing. Did you hear that? We're being relationally warm and we're using our words of generosity. You're amazing. And they have taken down the sanctuary and the screens, and they do this every single week. Our church, our baptism tanks had to get drained and dried and stored.
I really have a great grand idea for our new building, baptismal.
Really?
I've told you about it. Do you remember?
Oh, in the lobby?
No.
Outside?
We'll keep it under wraps.
You have to remind me after the video, but then...
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I can't wait to build our building.
He doesn't remember it.
I can't wait to build our building.
Woohoo!
So thank you to all of our teams. Yes. We love them. We will be back. Well, this Sunday is Legacy Sunday. Pastor Dina Rizzo, don't miss it. You have to come, be here, have your family here, and invite somebody to come. Pastor Dina is amazing. Legacy offering is going to be amazing. God's going to show up. Lives are going to be changed. Can't wait to see you this Sunday. Legacy Sunday. God bless you. We love you.